Hello, everybody. My name is Jacqueline, and I am a volunteer coordinator at Detroit Dog Rescue. And I'm going to take you through a quick presentation that gives you a little bit more information about our volunteer program. That way, you know a little bit more before you sign up. So let's get started. First of all, I want to say thank you, thank you for your interest in wanting to volunteer with Detroit Dog Rescue. We truly could not do it without you. I have been a volunteer with the organization for a number of years and can tell you that it makes all of the difference to you as a person, to the dogs you serve, and to the organization. You can pause this presentation at any time to read the slides. I definitely encourage you to do so, but thank you for your interest. We could not do it without our volunteers. As you can see, we rely on over 400 volunteer service hours per week. Continuing, here's a bit about Detroit Dog Rescue, what our mission is. So, we are Detroit's first no-kill shelter. We focus on raising awareness for the forgotten, homeless, and stray dogs of Detroit, along with advocating for humane rescue alternatives such as no-kill sheltering, foster care, and adoptions, pet identification, and healthy pet population control through spay and neutering. So, like I said, feel free to pause this at any time to fully take this in. Jumping in a little bit more about Detroit Dog Rescue specifically, what does no kill mean? We mentioned we're the first no kill shelter, but what does that actually mean? Here at Detroit Dog Rescue, our shelter continues to strive for 90% or higher save rate, and that no treatable animal is euthanized due to lack of care, compassion, or space. This makes a very big difference in the city of Detroit as well as with our organization. So the other 10%, only those animals received in a condition of terminal illness or mortal injury that are beyond clinical redemption, or animals that are deemed aggressive or dangerous to the public and cannot be successfully rehabilitated, are humanely euthanized. This is done only with a professional's recommendation. So please know that we are a no-kill shelter, but there is the chance that decisions do need to be made with a professional's recommendation. So keep that in mind as you move through the volunteer application process. I also want to point out that at Detroit Dog Rescue, we use positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is imperative to what we do as an organization as far as a training method and ensuring that dogs can build positive associations with people, places, and things. Feel free to pause this to learn more about positive reinforcement, but it is important for our volunteers to know that this is the method of training that we use. Jumping in a little bit more to some of the different volunteer opportunities, we have shelter volunteers that require a weekly time commitment. There's 3 different levels based on dog interactions and completing trainings. We'll jump into those in a little bit more detail moving forward. We also have event volunteers and adoption volunteers. So event volunteers require a monthly time commitment. They're largely based on attending adoption events, fundraisers, socials, helping sell merch, etc. Adoption volunteers also require a monthly time commitment, and these volunteers assist the staff with making contact with potential adopters to confirm we received their application. They may also attend adoption events and participate in any ways that they see fit. We'll show you more about what those requirements look like, but want to give you an overview of what some of these different time commitments and opportunities look like. Continuing, it is very important to be aware of the hazards that are associated with volunteering in this environment. There is a risk to pets at home. So if you are coming into the shelter, if you're interacting with dogs, you need to be aware that some dogs may be sick. To keep your pets at home safe, we recommend having an outfit that you wear only at the shelter, including shoes. This is just to avoid cross-contamination. We don't want you to take home anything on your clothes and get your animals at home sick. So please be aware of that. It's also important to know that at all Detroit Dog Rescue events, we use peanut butter and dairy. That's very important if you have severe allergies. That as soon as you walk into our facility, there is peanut butter present. So be aware of that. Seeing and hearing. So the basic ability to see and hear dog signals is required when interacting with the dogs. Let me explain. There's a role for everybody at Detroit Dog Rescue, and we strive to be a diverse and inclusive environment and organization. That being said, while this basic ability to see and hear dog signals is required for interacting with the dogs, that's just for the safety of our volunteers and for the dogs. Now, if you don't have any, if you do have a peanut butter allergy, if you don't have these seeing and hearing capabilities, let us know. You can reach out to me at volunteer@detroitdogrescue.com. It's listed at the bottom. That way we can make sure that we can set you up for success. There is a role for everybody. There are different tasks that don't require interacting with dogs. There are different tasks that don't require you handling peanut butter and dairy. Lastly, the age requirement, we require all volunteers to be 18 years or older. Let us know, reach out to us. We do have specific events and opportunities that are more inclusive to these things, but in general, this is what we're looking at for our volunteers. And it's just something for you guys to be aware of. Like I said, any additional opportunities, we have roles for everybody. So please, just because you don't meet these requirements, we're not saying no to volunteers. Just reach out to me, volunteer@detroitdogrescue.com. That way we can make sure that you're in a safe environment. So let's dive into what these different roles look like with our volunteer program. So this is specific to volunteering at the shelter. We have level 1, 2, and 3 volunteers. And then we have those adoption and event volunteers. So volunteering at the shelter, level 1, this is a weekly shelter shift to fill enrichment and help complete non-dog interaction tasks that are imperative to keeping the shelter running. So it's things like filling Kongs and Frisbees, dishes and laundry, meal prep. All of those things help keep our operations running. And we do have some generic trainings that are required to be this level 1. They're listed to the side. Courses are provided by Detroit Dog Rescue on a rolling and an ongoing basis. So we will make sure that you are properly trained how to fill the enrichment, how to prevent cross-contamination. That way we're not getting clean supplies dirty, and we are keeping our dogs and our volunteers safe. So this is about level 1. Jumping into level 2, there's some additional trainings involved. It's still a weekly shelter shift. You're still including filling enrichment and then you expand to basic dog walking and yard time with green level dogs. Level 3, you're taking some advanced courses. Like I said, these are provided by us. It's a weekly shift at the shelter. You're walking dogs, having yard time, and helping the staff with kennel rotations. So these are just for a little bit more advanced dogs and volunteers. That way, if they might be a bite risk, you at this point with these trainings know how to handle that and can prevent those situations. And you're an expert at reading dog body language. That way we're setting everybody up for safety and success. All right, so those are the 3 levels, and we had talked about the adoption volunteer and event volunteers previously. So those are our volunteer options. There are, of course, other ways that you can support us. Donations keep our organization running. You can help these dogs by giving them food and shelter. So these things are incredibly important. You can also become a foster. Fostering a dog on a temporary basis is a crucial part of the success for a future adoption. You're giving the chance to a dog to learn about what it's like being in a home. Shelters are very different. So if none of those ways work for you, or if you're interested in those and interested in these, we truly have something for everybody. So I appreciate your time and attention. I'm going to end with a little quote from a volunteer that has been amazing. And I want to point out the code word is Team DDR. You can see it in the bottom corner here. That is required when you continue in the volunteer application process to prove that you did watch this video. So thank you so much. I'm going to leave you with our contact information. That's me and my DDR alumni, Kuro. He's my perfect puppy. Feel free to reach out. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and we look forward to having you come volunteer with us.